Okay. Taking a moment just to start to think about just ignoring all the other things going on in your head and really trying to focus a little bit more on you and yourself and how your body feels. Okay, so you guys are just starting to just gently focus on the body, maybe a little bit of weight into the heels, perhaps feeling a lovely lift through the crown of the head as you inhale, and maybe that lengthening through from the ankles, the knees, the hips, through the spine, the rib cage, the shoulders, the neck, all the way up towards the top of your head. As you exhale, let's go ahead and find that core activation. So just gently letting the air leave the body like a breeze, and then gently easing that belly button in, and indeed thinking of that whole midsection having a nice hug around the spine and your middle. Alrighty. And finally, of course, the pelvic floor area as well. Just a couple of breaths as we just fire those guys up. As you just exhale, bring the pelvic floor area up and underneath the pelvis. So you're thinking about areas of wind and water, not necessarily squeezing your bottom cheeks together behind you, but drawing up and under with the exhale. And with this, our last one, we're going to open our eyes and bring ourselves back in to the room. Okay, what I'd like you to do is just go ahead and take your right hand and pop your right hand on your forehead, so knuckles are facing the forehead, palms facing front. And then pop your other hand towards the lower part of your spine, perhaps on that tailbone area-ish, just above the bottom cheeks and your bottom crease. And again, knuckles are facing in and palm facing away. So close your eyes for a moment and breathe in. As you exhale, just gently press those knuckles against your body, both the top and lower area. Breathe in, grow nice and large and grow through this rib cage. Exhale, press the hands in towards the body. So you're breathing in and practicing this thoracic upper body breathing, so expanding through the shoulders as you exhale, drawing in through the tummy and up through the pelvic floor. We've got one more on this side, breathing in. And exhale, drawing in through the core, pelvic floor. Switching sides now, opposite hand there, the left hand to the forehead and the right hand to your lower spine. Again, breathing in. Imagine this rib cage just stretching to the left and right of you. Exhale, just gently ease that tummy in and the pelvic floors up. We've got 2 more breaths in. As you exhale, perhaps gently think about the shoulder blades slightly drawing down, maybe a slight engagement of the rib cage pulling to the pelvis. We have one more breath in. Exhale, press these knuckles towards your body. And then this last time, release the hands by your sides. Okay, keeping the body reasonably still in this postural checkup position that we've got here. Just go ahead and just slowly circle the shoulders to the back of you if you can. Roll the shoulders to the back once or twice. We're going to now start to think about adding in the elbows. Okay, so imagine yourself drawing circles on the wall by your side. Again, rolling the shoulders towards the back of you if you can, opening out the chest. We're going to make these circles even larger now, making our arms straight, circling around. And as I mentioned at the beginning, the body is reasonably still. For one more time, now we're going to see if we can add in a little bit more body movement. Okay, so as your arms head to the back, maybe looking towards the sky. As they come forwards, looking down, just let the whole of the body start to join in and kind of do what feels comfortable to get these circles even bigger in your mind's eye. If nothing else, just allowing more movement from the body. And then pause with your hands down by your sides. Okay, so again, hands by your sides, alrighty, so not to the front, get the chest a bit open. And now we're going to just circle the shoulders towards the front, towards me. So you're scooping the shoulders around and in a forwards direction. Again, not spending too long here, adding in the elbows for circles. Focusing this time with the shoulder blades, just gently separating there behind you, scooping the arms now out in a straight arm circle. Again, first of all, just making the shoulder itself do the work by itself, isolating. And then we're going to add in the rest of the body, make the circles even bigger, the chest opening even larger, perhaps as the arms circle behind, and a small forward flexion, perhaps as those arms scoop overhead. This overhead stroke that we're doing now, that pushing, so the pulling of the arms forward, almost like a butterfly swim, stroking this in the pool. As you sweep forwards, we're going to come back to that. So let's part that slightly in the head. We're going to come back to that later on in class. And we're going to pause with the hands by your sides. Gorgeous, well done. Okay, so go ahead now and just take your arms out towards the side. This is our goalpost position. So elbow is in the same position, or same height, sorry, as our shoulder. Shoulders, however, are nice and low from the ears. And I just want you to have your palms facing forwards towards me. Maybe knit those fingers together so that they're closed and neat and tidy. Okay, so from here, we're going to breathe in. And all I'd like you to do is just exhale and just rotate those hands forward so your fingertips are towards me. Breathing in, arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands down just to that same shoulder height as the elbows. Breath in and exhale. Remember, it's very tempting as you lift the hands towards the ceiling to lift the shoulders, okay? So keeping the shoulders low, don't lift and elevate the shoulders. Down we go, we've got 2 more times. And down, this is our last time, breath in and exhale and release the arms by your sides. It gets tiring quite quickly in these shoulders. So we're going to do small snippets of different pieces, lowering the knees now towards the toes. Okay, you'll recall this position, not leaning forwards, okay, not sticking your hips out. You're thinking of sliding down a wall. So you've got that sense of the back being nice and straight, tummy tight, slightly tucked in, teeth put in, okay, and then you're keeping those knees pulled down towards the toes if you can. Alrighty, so from here we're going to now just take our hands out towards the sides. Alrighty, well done. Breathing in as you exhale and come up into standing, elbows tuck in by your sides, and imagine you grabbing the air by your side and make some fists. Send the arms out to your side, palms down, breath in. Exhale as you draw the elbows into the waist. Breath in, reach those fingertips to your side, knees pulling down to your toes. Pull those elbows in, just that lower waist area. Okay, guys, so you're thinking of drawing the elbow in slightly to the low waist. Okay, out to the side of the reach and into the side of your waist. We've got 2 more. Exhale, grab that air, pull it in. 1 more time. Gorgeous. And pause here. Taking the knees down. We're going to hold the knees down now. So gently easing those knees down with a hold and take your arms out towards the side where we were to begin with. Lower the hands towards our level position, fingers in the same height as elbows. Okay. So in this position, we're going to now drop the hands towards the floor. Okay. Not easy. And then come back to start position. Okay. So it's a drop and a start. All right, a drop and a start. Next time you're at the start position, pause here, lift your arms towards the ceiling. Sorry, beg your pardon. Straighten your legs. What was I thinking? Straighten your legs. So as we drop this next time, we have our knees bending. We're now going to swing our arms out towards the side, but your palms are facing the back of the room. Okay, guys? Swing your hands back. And as you come to start position, we stand up, straight legs. Okay, so let's do that together. Bend the knees, drop the hands to the floor. Staying low with the knees bent, swing the arms to the side as if you're waving towards the back of you. Shoulder blades low, swoop the arms back in, down towards the floor, and then up towards the front with straight legs. Okay, we're going to do 3 more. Down we go. Staying down, sweep out the arms, come back in, and standing straight legs. Well done, and down. This is 2 more, and sweep out. Long arms on that sweep out, please. Shoulders staying low from the ears. Pull down the knees, sweep nice and long, arms by your side, and up we go. Final time, release those arms down. Give them a shake off or a roll out. Let's go ahead and take those legs nice and wide now. I'd like to have toes reasonably facing forwards if you can, as opposed to out towards the side with our plies. Kind of where's comfortable. If that's not for you, then don't worry too much. But I'd like you to try and think about taking these legs fairly nice and wide as much as you can. Okay. Take the hands towards the front, and we're just going to clasp the hands together. Now, I'd like you to now turn so you're facing towards that right side or corner, front corner of your room or mat. Now, we're going to now think about the first thing is our arms. The arms are going to be pulling in, as you did with the waist, the pull into the waist. We pull them in nice and low. But think about the shoulder blades coming back and down, okay? So breath in, exhale, pull the elbows in. Might feel a little bit clunky to begin with. We're going to add on, which will make a little bit more sense, okay? Pull the shoulder blades back and down. It's not just a gentle, just kind of, oh yeah, hanging out here. Just think about shoulders pulling back and down, like you've got a rope in the corner of the room and you're pulling it in towards your chest. Adding on this next time, we're going to pull the arms in. As we do, we're going to bend that left knee, okay? So you've got everything coming in towards your center and over that left knee, and then back to start position, breath in. Exhale, pull in, bend that left knee, and repeat. Breathe in, exhale, pulling in, and repeat. Breathe in, exhale. Big exhale. Think about that tummy coming in. Think about that shrinking of the middle. As you head back onto that left leg, you should be feeling nice and strong through the core. Okay, we've got 2 more. And 1 more. Come back to center, square up to the middle. Now taking the eyes and the gaze and twist through towards the the left side to 45 degrees. We're going to bring ourselves onto that right knee, remember? So you're going to be pulling the elbows in, bending the right knee. Breath in, grab that rope, and exhale, pull the shoulder blades down. Breath in, exhale. Pressing over there, right out onto that right knee. Well done. Well, we have 3, and we have 2, and we have 1. Pull in, exhale, exhale, exhale. Arms out to center and release them down by your sides. Toe heel those feet back into the middle. So you're just slowly walking them back into the middle. That's superb. And into parallel. Wonderful. Again, we're going to go ahead and just take ourselves into a soft knee position, but this time we're going to elevate our left heel, perhaps even onto a toe touch, okay? So you're just barely on that left toe at all. Bring your hands to front so your fingertips are together, and notice how my arms are arched, okay? So they're nice and soft, but my shoulder blades are still back and down and engaged in those back pockets behind me, yeah? Alrighty, so from here we've got this lovely little circle here we've created in front of us. The belly is in, so it's trying to keep out the way and maybe slightly backing up behind the ribs. If you can head into a knee raise, then go ahead and bring that knee into a full knee raise. If you want to just do it a small little hop, you're more than welcome. But we're going to open the arms, elbows almost pulling behind us, and drawing those shoulder blades together, almost like you're trying to put a cracked little walnut there behind them. And that knee comes up into the space where the circle of your arms once was. Then we touch down, breath in. Exhale, knee raise, and pull those arms together. Don't forget, of course, if that is too much, it can be a small little hop and down. Alrighty, if you're not feeling it, then just leave out that knee raise altogether and let's just focus on the arms. Elbows stay reasonably high though, guys. Okay, so don't drop those elbows down to the waist. Yes, you're not heading down here. They stay in parallel towards the height of those shoulders. Breath in, exhale. Squeeze the shoulder blades, nice and soft on that right knee, and then come back to center, release the hands and knee down. Wonderful. Let's see how we go with balance on the other side. So this is now a soft knee start off. A right knee bend, slightly rolling forwards onto the toe if you can. Elevate those fingertips to center. Breath in, exhale, knee raise, or just a gentle toe hop if you wish. We've got 6 more. Once you've got that balance, try and think about focusing on the shoulder blades, drawing together behind you. We've got 4 and 3. Last 2 and final 1. Pausing here. Okay, straighten the legs. Just take the hands. I want you to see this triangle shape I've created here. All right, fingertips are together and thumbs are together. And we're going to pop that almost like it's a little hat above the head. We're going to turn now towards the length of the mat. And again, we're starting for the soft knees to give us some support for this, the leg extension. Hinge slightly forwards, okay? So the belly button is pulling in. And I'd like you to just tap away your right leg away behind you, okay? So you can be maybe toes down, maybe toenails facing down, but look down towards that front leading edge of the mat for me. So you've got this nice spinal alignment through the crown of the head and down through the tailbone, okay? You still got that lovely little triangle shape you've got above the head, thumb to thumb, fingertips together. Now what we're going to do is breathe in and exhale and just send those arms forwards as if they're a dart diving out the top of the head to the front corner of the room there. Breath in when they're towards your head. Exhale as you send those arms forward. Now the thumbs will not necessarily want to stay together. It's a little bit tricky. Okay. You're thinking of using those deltoids to the top of the shoulders here. If you really do struggle, you can just go ahead and pop one hand on top of the other and just send those hands away like so. Okay, so it's a little bit restricted. If you want to add on, you're more than welcome as you send the arms forward to add in that single leg raise behind you. So it's a small hop with the leg behind you. Supporting yourself again, an extra bit of balance challenge on this left leg. We've just got 2 more. And we have 1 more. And then bring the arms down by your sides and give everything a little bit of a wiggle. We're working a bit more down the body here. So again, soft knees. All righty, taking the hands above your head with that triangle shape, or one on top of the other if that is easier. Easing yourself slightly forwards. Remember the belly button is in and the neck is long. Don't look up towards the front. You're looking down to the front edge of the mat. Sending the arms forwards. If you wish, of course, I beg your pardon, sorry, beg your pardon, taking one leg out behind you for stabilizing. Well done. Sending the arms forwards, okay? If you want to add that extra leg lift, go ahead as you stretch the arms from the top of the head towards the side of the room, lifting that leg, reaching it out there behind you. Breath in as you're close to the head and as the leg is on the mat. Exhale as you reach away from your torso. Breath in to prepare. Exhale as you exert. Last one. Gorgeous. And then gently bring the hands down by your sides and back in. Wonderful. Whew, okay. So we're just going to do one final piece. All righty, a little bit more movement through this body for the arms. We're going to come to our arms by our sides. Palms are facing down. Okay. As we come into a knee raise, our legs are going to be straight. We're going to come into a knee raise, okay? So you're going to have a single leg coming up into knee raise. I'd like us all to try the knee raise if we can. As we do so, we're going to come into angel wings. I'm going to show you this piece, okay? So the arms are going to be by your side. As I'm going to come down so you can see, as you come up towards the ceiling, the heels of your hands or the top of your hands are going to come together with fingers out towards the side, okay? Then we're going to float the arms back down to the side as we stand, okay? So I'll show you here, just in case you can't see me through camera. So we're going to knee raise, bringing the heels of the hands together and lift the knee if possible, and down, sweep the arms down towards the shoulder height and lift. Heels of the hands together and down, toe touch to the floor. Okay, we are doing one final add-in. If you feel able, we're just going to come up and pause with the knee raise, then going to touch over towards the other side of the ankle, and as we come down, we sweep down. If that crossover is just a bridge too far, okay, then just pause with the knee raise only, okay, or just pause with the leg on the floor. We've got 2 more. Lift heels of the hands together, touch over and down. Last time, just working a bit more on the inner thighs. Wonderful. Yep. And last one, and down. Let the arms relax. We have a final side, obviously, working on the other side. Arms towards your sides. Reach nice and long, palms down. And when you're ready, we're going to be lifting the other knee into knee raise, heels and the hands coming together. And let's just start with a lift and a lower, and a lift and a lower. Try and bend at the wrists and find that movement at the wrists. Okay, so you're just getting a little bit of movement there, like you're flapping your wings. And then we're going to just pause this next time with your knee raise. If you can, just touch over the opposite ankle, come back into knee raise, and then float everything back down. Lift and hold, touch across, knee raise and down. Lift and hold, touch across, knee raise and down. Last time, lift and hold, touch across, tummies in and down. Gorgeous, releasing the hands by your side. Okay, from here, folks, going to step away towards the end of the mat. And we're facing down the full length of the mat with our knees soft to begin with. We're going to roll down. So tuck your chin into your throat space, belly away there, sliding the fingertips down towards the mat. We're walking on out into a plank, but we're not staying there long, okay? So let's first of all put the hands forwards. As we're walking forwards, we straighten our legs. We don't let the bottom stay too high or drop too low. You're level with the floor. Pause here. Soften the knees if you need to. We're walking our hands back towards our toes. And we're going to go ahead and roll up. So let's just roll up, back up into standing if you can, nice and slow. Let's double arm float towards the ceiling, palms forward, soften the knees. Now diving over, lift that spine, make space for the spine as you dive over, now hands towards the mat. And walking forwards to the front edge of the mat, we're going to hang out in our second plank, for a small moment. Just pause, feel that nice long length through the crown, through down to the heels. If you need to soften the knees slightly as to help you to walk the hands are back towards the toes again. Okay, we've got one more roll down. So walk yourself back up into standing. Again, double arm float to the ceiling with a breath in, palms forward. Straight legs if you can. Let's see how far we can get. We're diving over into a straight leg roll down. Pausing here. Okay, feeling that weight, just hanging there for a moment. Maybe a stretch the back of the hamstrings. Maybe a bit more weight over those toes. Just hang here for a moment. When you're ready, if you need to bend your knees to touch the mat, go ahead, and we're going to walk our hands towards the front edge of the mat. And we're going to pause in plank. Just accept when you're in plank position that you know what level you're at. You may be able to do this next piece with a full plank. If this is not for you, I don't want you to move your bottom, but I'd like you to soften your knees, roll forward onto your toes. So we'll roll over your toes and let the knees come onto the mat. And that is all I want you to do. Okay, so you're either in plank or with your knees down in supported plank. I'd like you now to take your right hand and see if you can touch your left shoulder. Come back down with the right hand and switch sides. Left hand touches right shoulder and down. If you were hanging out in plank waiting to see what was going to happen and you're just finding this too much, again, just drop those knees slightly to the floor. Or if you're in plank, we're just going to switch from side to side. Okay, so ignoring what level you're at, but both levels, we're going to take a pause here. And we're now going to think about our right elbow. We're going to now pull the right elbow in by our waist as if we're pulling the elbow up by the side of the rib cage, but don't twist the body. You're going to switch sides. Breath in, elbow pull by the waist. Bend arm, breath in. Exhale, slice that arm by your rib cage. We've got one more. And then we're going to place our knees down, soften the toes and push back into child's pose for a long overdue stretch here, pausing. We've done a lot of work on the arms. So just pause and breathe. If the elbows can be off the mat, that will give you more of an arm stretch, really, than if the elbows are down. And just breathe into this lovely position. If you want to have any wiggles, as we worked on last week, you might remember pushing your bottom to the side might feel nice for you. Perhaps pushing your hands, both of them, to one side might feel like a stretch to the side of the spine. Start to know what feels nice for you, okay? Because you can revisit that whenever you want, just to release off if it feels good for you. Okay. Alrighty, so folks, we're going to sweep our legs around, alrighty, or cross your legs and sit over them. And we're going to be sitting in the middle of the mat with our feet towards the end and hands facing in towards our bottoms if we can. Now, don't forget, we have modifications here, alrighty. You can take those arms a bit wider and you can slightly have your hands out towards the side. We're working on our tricep dips, okay? So it does not work if your fingers are facing behind you, okay? So you cannot do that option today for this. Okay, so fingers facing, as I've mentioned, shoulder blades back and down, alrighty. Think about this as not being, again, the spine, it's about the arm movement. Neck is super long. You're going to breathe in and just exhale as you send those elbows slightly towards the back of the mat or room behind you, and then bring yourself back up into a start position. Arms are straight-ish as much as you can. Bend in the elbows and ease yourself back up. Well done. And releasing down and up. So, modify as you need to. If you think that it's just feeling like it's not quite comfortable for you, perhaps widen the hands. Okay, perhaps just turn them out maybe 5-10 degrees slightly to the side. You don't have to do big steps, just small modifications, just to allow your body to move, around you. Everyone's different. Where you have where you have tightness, where you have mobility, where you have strength versus where you have weakness. All right, so just pausing after this next one. Okay, pausing here. Extend the legs for me. And just have the hands stay where they are, but sit yourselves up slightly more tall towards the ceiling. We're going to just come back to that swimming piece we talked about right at the beginning, like a butterfly stroke. I want to grow nice and tall from the sit bones. Okay, so your tummy is in and controlled. Lift the arms behind you and feel and notice that circling of the arms of the shoulder joint as you bring your hands towards the front. Just cross the wrists over. Okay, it's a small thing, and then have your nose just pulling gently down towards your knees. So you're just in a forward fold position at the moment. Well done. Okay, pause and breathe. Sitting up nice and tall, pop the hands one more time behind you. Okay, bending the knees again so your feet are in parallel. Again, pop that spine right at the top of the head. Arms then become as straight as you can. Arms in a similar position as before because we're going to add on. All right. When you've done it, you might find that this is not for you, in which case you can keep your bottom down. But the reality is you're going to try and lift the bum off the floor and do the same tricep dip piece. Okay, so you're just going to let the elbows bend out behind you and lift. Now, when you lift your bum, if you feel like that's too difficult, and then what you end up doing is just curving, yeah, then just don't lose form, put the bum down and do the first one to the best of your ability. I would way rather you had a lower level you did well than an upper level that was compromised. Okay, nice long spine, focusing therefore on the correct joint at your level. Last two. And final one, popping the bottom down. Again, extend the legs, but the arms stay behind us. Just draw yourself upright through the top of the head and nice and light from the sit bones. Take a lovely breath in, roll the shoulders back, find that lovely range of movement as you sweep the arms overhead, crossing the hands at the wrists. And again, nose just easing forwards towards your knees, and pause here, weight off the wrists and arms and shoulders. Pause and breathe. Okay, fantastic. So we're going to give these arms a little bit more movement, but hopefully not too much more to do with strength at this for this piece. So sit nice and tall and cross your ankles. We're going to find again those sit bones, almost like you've got a little tiny kind of elevator happening or a lift, and you're just trying to lift yourself up and off the sit bones under your bottom as much as possible. Legs, folks. Okay, we can easily cross our legs. We can have the knees bent. We can have our feet kind of sickling out to the side. I want you to imagine that they're really nice and super long, and you've just crossed them so they're trying to stay as pointy and as, you know, as kind of neat and close and tucked in and glued in together as possible. Okay, all righty. So arms are towards the front. We're just touching down with our fingertips towards the knees. Okay, and again, you're sitting up on those sit bones growing through the neck. I'd like you just to take your right arm up towards the ceiling. We're going to sweep that right arm behind us. Now twist to the torso and the rib cage and just touch that straight arm towards the back corner of the mat behind you. Breathe in. Lift up from those sit bones. Lift the spine through the rib cage, through the neck, the top of the head, looking out towards the front of the mat. Check those toes haven't relaxed and just gone AWOL. Nice, strong, glued together legs. Left arm now lifts up and over. Really lift up from those sit bones sitting behind you. So looking behind you with a breath in, lift up and over with an exhale and come back to center one more time. Breath in on the right. And then we've got one more time coming forwards. Isolate through this shoulder, through this torso. One more time on the left. And this last time pausing front. Okay. Taking your legs into parallel, switching over so you have your right leg crossing over your left. We're going to do one more piece with these arms, sitting with this opposite leg activation. So glue those legs together, grow nice and tall. Well done. All righty, let's go ahead and take the right arm up and over and back to the back edge of the mat with a breath in and to center. One more time on the left. Okay, one more time on the right. And I beg your pardon, this is now the last time on the left. Breath in. What's going on with that lower spine? Are you still lifted? Are the legs still long? Are they still glued together? Are you using your torso? And then come back to center and pause there. Gorgeous. Uncurl those legs. Bend the knees if you need to, because we're going to come back down and onto the mat. All righty. So rolling yourselves down. Down, down, down we go, and extend yourself out and along the mat. Now, if you want to pop your hands out for a little bit of a stretch, for a full body stretch for a moment, go ahead. And have a little bit of a breath, have any wiggle jiggles you need to. Now that we're lying down, let gravity do its thing and relax slightly. And then if you've got a moment, then we're going to just regather ourselves together, guys, and just broaden the legs nice and wide. And broaden the arms nice and wide as well. So you're lying here like a big starfish, if you like. And your tummy is slightly in. You'll probably struggle to get that lower back on the mat into imprint, okay? But just imagine that belly button coming in and it's going halfway down. It's trying to meet the spine, but without obviously then having in that little tilt of the pelvis. We can only kind of go halfway. Pelvic floor slightly up and reach those limbs nice and long. We're going to go ahead straight on in with our right arm lift and our left leg lift. So you're just heading up to about maybe only 20 centimeters off the floor. I'm not looking to get them to touch each other, guys, okay? It's a hover as if you're heading to sort of the same height as your shoulders would be, okay? And down, breath in, exhale, and single arm, single leg, opposite pair, lift and lower. Breath in when you're down, exhale. Now, go back to that tummy button, pulling down towards the spine. I want that to make almost like it's your third thing you're focusing on. Not only the arm and the leg, but the third part is pulling the belly button down in towards that spine space. So you haven't got the floor. You can't use that to press against. You need to use these inner trunk muscles. As you exhale, single arm leg lift and lower, and single arm leg lift and lower. Well done, gorgeous. Just bring the hands onto your chest or belly space, pop your legs up so your knees are towards the ceiling, feet are together, and bring your knees in for a moment. Just a small roll from side to side, just to give that little lower back a moment's reprieve, okay? And have a little bit of a breath and a lower back massage there. Okay. All righty, folks. So we're going to roll over onto our fronts, and we're going to do a piece that's called, well, it doesn't really have a snappy name, ITYW, okay? That is the letters of the alphabet, I, T, and a Y, and a W. And these are the shapes we're going to kind of imagine our arms are making as we're on our fronts. So roll over, legs are kind of relaxing together, all righty, so they don't need to be glued together, but neighborly. And it's the arms that are wide this time. I beg your pardon, let's start with the eye, in which case we need our arms by our side. I do apologise. If you've got glasses, you might want to take them off if you've got a small cushion. If you do have a small cushion, please just put your forehead on the cushion as opposed to just dumping your whole face into it. Okay, so just rest the forehead on the edge of the cushion, and your nose will then have a bit of space, your face will have some space, and you'll stop yourself squashing onto the mat. Yeah, so that's your choice. Okay. All right, so hands are by your sides, legs are relaxed. Now the belly has to do the same kind of motion. So you're still thinking about it, drawing in towards the spine. Okay, and maybe slightly away from the mat there. And I'd like you to start off by just thinking about your hands being face down. So your palms are face down towards the mat. It will feel a little bit clunky. Fingertips are glued together. So is the thumb just tucked in by the side of your hand there. Now you're going to breathe in and just exhale and think of straight arm lifting. Okay, so your knuckles are heading up towards the ceiling and the arms are long. Pull them slightly away from the earlobes and then just tap down with the end of your fingertips. Breath in, exhale, lift. So guys, it's very tempting to try and get even higher by perhaps sweeping your arms forwards. I want you to imagine this letter I. You're staying nice and tight with the arms by your sides. You're almost like a little column as you lift your exhaling and the belly coming in. You're not bending at the elbow. Everything is nice and long. And we've got 2 more. Breath in as you lift and exhale. And this is our last one. Breath in and lift and exhale. Pause with the arms down. We sweep these arms out now to what we know as our T shape. So they're directly out to your sides. Okay. I can't quite reach if you're following me religiously, I can't reach my right arm out. So you're just going to have to emulate the T shape down. Both arms are straight, palms are down on the floor. We're going to breathe in again, that lovely tummy button coming in. And you're going to just gently exhale and lift the knuckles again to the ceiling, palms facing down. All the same principles apply. Arm is long and straight, shoulder blades are down, fingers are together, and you're just touching down with the fingertips. As you lift and lower, you're not looking to sweep your arms any closer down towards your bottom or towards your head. They are directly by the side of you, by the side of your shoulders. 3 more. Breath in when you're down, exhale as you lift. And our final 2. And here's our final one, guys. Okay, and that is our T, done and in the bag. Pause and take your arms up to the front. So you're now in that Y shape. Okay, if you look down on yourself from above, arms are 45 degrees, say, to the corners of the rooms. Okay, so we're going to breathe in and we're going to exhale and we're going to just gently lift the hands off the floor and down. Okay, so again, it's a small sense of just lifting with the knuckles, arms along. Now here, it's really tempting to bend the elbows. It's also really tempting to shrug those shoulders right up to the ears. I want you to just ignore those thoughts and just think about your shoulder blades. They slightly squeeze together like we did at the outset. A little bit of a walnut squeeze, perhaps a slide down into the back pockets. As you're exhaling, you're also thinking of that belly to spine. Go ahead and think about that now. Have you forgotten? We've just got 2 more. And here's our last one. Pause with the arms on the floor for a second and just let the elbows relax and the hips maybe relax and the lower spine too. So the W, the last piece. What we're going to do is start with the Y-shaped lift. So I'm going to show you quickly if you want to just turn your eyes ever so slightly towards me. You're going to start with your Y-shaped lift. We're then going to exhale and pull our elbows down by our side. And there we have our W. Okay, out we go, out into our arm extension and down. All right, so when you're ready, let's go ahead. Breath in, tummy button in, double arm lift. Elbows pulling down into that lower waist area, shoulder blades pulling down and away from the ears. Out and towards our V or our wide. Let's not add another letter, and down on the floor. Okay, so breath in. Exhale. As you pull those elbows down by your waist. Breath in. Reach out to the corners of your mat and down we go with the breath in. Exhale as we pull the elbows in by our waist. Breath in, send the arms back out and down onto the mat. We've got 2 more. And last one. Easing those elbows in and reaching out and back down. Well done, fantastic. All righty, folks, so we're going to just slide those hands in, bend the knees into 4-point kneeling, in readiness for some push-up work. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and bring those knees together and walk the hands one handspan forwards. Once your hands are forwards, think where your heart and your chest is, and I want you to draw that so it's directly over your thumbs, okay? The belly is still in, the neck is still long, you're not looking out or looking down. You're trying to think about what we've done with the shoulder blades, okay? So there's no great squeeze of a walnut between the shoulder blades. There's no great arching up towards the sky with the rib cage, okay? Flat on that back, tummy's in. Okay, so from here, legs are together. We're going to breathe in, exhale, and just ease the nose down towards the floor and back up. So I want you to head down as far as you can before you start to feel like the back is arching. I want you to head down as far as you can before you feel like you're having to stick your neck out or perhaps your shoulders are coming up towards your ears. So be aware of where your body starts to feel like it's being compromised. Do you remember the same principle as we talked about before? Keeping a good form, okay, is more important than going further with your range or doing more reps, okay? Little and doing it in a good quantity is, good quality is better. We've got 1 more, and then we're going to ease back into our child's pose. If your hands drag back slightly, then that's fine. This week, you're just going to pause back in child's pose, but try and have the elbows elevated if you can slightly. Alrighty, so you get the stretch to the front of the arms, shoulders there. If the shoulders come up to your ears, that is fine. We're having a bit of a rest off. Take 2 lovely deep breaths in. Okay, knees are still remaining together. Okay, if you want to again bring yourself into 4 points, so you kind of know your starting position. Then take the hands forwards, and then not by sinking the hips, just sliding yourself forwards. Let's find the heart space or the chest over those thumbs 1 more time. Now, folks, if you're feeling like a little bit gusto, you can tuck your toes under, lift your feet up, so your knees up into plank, and you can go ahead and have a go with 2 or 3 push-ups here, and then child's pose. Alternatively, knees stay down, and we're going to come into our second set of push-ups. Okay, so we're only going to do 6. Alrighty, any point, you're more than welcome to check out and pop back into child's pose if you can. Okay, we're going to keep doing the 6, and you can choose knees down, or as I've showed you now, the higher version with your knees elevated, which is a big piece. Okay. And again, modify with the range, so just a small drop if you need to. And then for everybody now, popping back into child's pose. we are probably cooked there with the push-ups. Again, just pause and take a child's pose that's relevant for you. And that feels nice. Breathe into the stretch and stay here for a moment. Head nice and relaxed as well. Let the head just have a moment of relaxation too. Okay. Alrighty, folks. So we're going to come back onto our tummies. We're going to take our hands and we're going to make them into fist shapes. Okay, so you're just going to get those hands and just knuckles come together. Okay. Thumbs are going to be on top and we're going to make this kind of arc shape over our head for double leg kick. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit of back extension here and a little bit of shoulder stability as well. So let's get ourselves onto our fronts, and don't forget we've got those hands in fists. Remember the thumbs are up to the top of the room. Okay, and it's an arc shape, so elbows are slightly out wide to the corners of the mat, legs are together. And let's start off by parking the head down around, so in the middle of these arms, so the knuckles are just over the tops of your head, and you should just be able to feel the hairs on the top of your head. Okay, you are not with your head on the hands. Okay, that is not where you're at. Your head is inside the circle. Shoulder blades are back and down, elbows are easing slightly down as well towards the hips. I want you to make space in the neck. Right, legs, as I say, are together. Let's go ahead now and just forehead float. So that means you're just taking the forehead and lifting your head up off the mat by about 10-20 centimeters. Really, you'll find your maximum range. You're kind of limited by how much, well, the length really of your upper arm, okay, that humerus there. So that's more just technical. Just lifting yourself so you're feeling comfortable. This may be enough for you. You may not want to go ahead and lift the front of the back, lift your gaze, because you might feel that puts a little bit too much into the lower spine. So if you need to, keep looking down, an imaginary energy beam coming out the crown of the head, pulling you forward. For those guys who want to lift your gaze, you're more than welcome to go ahead and lift the gaze. But again, you're still feeling like an energy beam is at the top of the head, so nice and light and airy through the upper body and the spine. Glue the legs together, please, for me. I want you to lift both legs off the mat. Okay, the way we can do that without coming into the back is by using these arms to dig in and pull yourself forwards. Maybe lift the belly button slightly off the floor. Now bring both heels in towards your bum and try and keep those knees together. We're going to pulse for 3. Keep the knees together and send the legs away. They are still off the mat. Well done. Breath in and exhale for 3. Send the legs away off the mat. Pull forwards with the upper body. Exhale, 3 pumps towards the bum and reach those legs along with the breath in. Exhale. Tummy button in. Pull, 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 reach. And one more time. Pull, 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 reach. And then let the legs lower back down. Come back down with the head, neck, and shoulders. Pop in your hands now one more time by the sides of you. Okay, you can still go ahead and use that cushion if you need to be on a front. So the second piece of arm work. If you want to have that cushion under your forehead, go and grab it now. This time our palms are faced in towards our legs. Okay, so your little fingers are high. Your hands are like paddles or spades. So we've not got the fist. And the legs are kind of close together-ish. Again, they're not glued, but they're kind of neighborly. Okay, so a bit of energy in those legs pulling towards each other, but not to death, yeah? So you're going to breathe in and exhale and just simply lift a little finger up towards the ceiling. And lower down. Breath in. Exhale, lift. And down. Double arms are lifting. Both little fingers are reaching up towards the ceiling. The arms are super long. Now you may feel, maybe, that you can add a single leg raise as well. So as you double arm lift, a single leg can perhaps start to think about hovering off the floor. You've just done a little bit of prep. Okay, with the glute lift, with our double leg kick you've done a moment ago. Now you're just going to have a single straight leg lift, emulating the direction of travel, that lovely straight up towards the ceiling of the leg and the arms. Last 2. And here's our final one. Popping both legs down, arms down as well. Just take your hands now and turn the palms up towards the ceiling by your side. Recheck in on that belly in. Okay, if you're feeling like you're getting into the lower back, that may well be because you've forgotten to come in with the core. Okay, so bring the tummy button in, pelvic floors in, legs are still together. Let's go ahead now and take our palms and send the palms up towards the ceiling. Okay, so let's roll the shoulders slightly back. Let's make some space and lift the palms towards the ceiling. Lower the hands down towards the floor. Breath in, exhale, lift and down. Again, adding in a single leg if you wish. Okay, if you compromise your form by doing that, you feel like you're rolling onto your side. Perhaps you feel that makes you bend your elbows because there's too many things going on. Compromise can come in all sorts of ways. So just see what happens to you. If you think that you are happy enough to head into a double leg lift, then glue the legs together with a breath in, exhale, arms and legs lift. May find that there becomes a less ability to lift with the arms then because the body's spending quite a lot of time thinking about what's going on with the legs. So if you'd rather carry on working your arms to their optimum, then go ahead and just leave the legs out or single legs only. We've got the last two. And final one. Everyone now please with arms and legs down, pause. Let's regroup. Okay. So legs stay down for everyone. You can relax them slightly if you wish, but what I would like you to do is bring that belly in, nice and long in the spine, lift your arms, palms to the sky. Reach those arms long, shoulders roll slightly back, and I want you to think about where your thumbs are, an awareness of the thumbs. If you need to stick them out to the sides at right angles so they're pointing towards each other, then go ahead. That's our direction of travel. We're going to draw those hands together over the lower back or bottom cheek area and then out towards the side and back in. We breathe in when the arms are slightly towards the side of us and we exhale to draw those arms together and out towards the side and exhale together. Trying really hard not to bend the elbow if you can, guys. Okay, so it doesn't matter if the thumbs don't reach, just the direction of the travel. It's drawing those arms together. We've just got two more. And this is our last one. And then gently release those hands down by your sides and pop them by your shoulders. Well done. Okay. Roll onto your sides, please, people. If you have got a cushion and you want to use a cushion for chalk circle, when you lie on your side, make sure you're at the front edge of the cushion so you don't kind of roll over and plop off the back of it. All righty. So if you're on a cushion, you really shouldn't be able to see much of it at all. It's all there way behind you. Arms are front. Palms are faced towards each other, so they're snapping like a crocodile, hands are towards each other, and you've got your fingertips front. Knees are also towards the front edge of the mat. Okay, and let's go ahead and think about this hip being set now above the lower hip. These hips are like a column heading up towards the ceiling, one on top of the other. They do not move. This is from our pelvis upwards. Okay, so palms are together. Arms are straight, please. I'd like you to now turn your top palm so it's facing up towards the ceiling and little finger is up towards the top of your head direction. You're going to take that little finger and it leads you as your arm sweeps over the temple. You can maybe move your head, you can maybe move your rib cage, but not the pelvis. Remember, don't roll that top hip back. As you sweep the arm behind you, you're going to skim over your thigh and bring your arm back to start position where you pause, breath in and hand twist. Little finger reaching up and over. Now get some stretch, guys. Now get some real stretch through the spine as you come round each time, making the circle a little bitty bit bigger. But yes, not by moving the pelvis, by moving and articulating your spine and your waist and your obliques, okay? Using this whole body to twist. This is the last one. Over we go. Reaching around, skim over the thigh and back to your start position. So folks, you can, if you wish, you're comfortable, just turn away from me now by rolling over and facing the other direction. Okay, remember the same principle with your cushion. If you're on one, you're at that front edge. If you want to twist around so you can still me and see what's going on, then go ahead and just get to the other end of your mat. Arms are forward, and we're going to do the same piece. Knees towards the front edge of the mat. Let's go and twist our top hand, little finger up towards the ceiling when you're ready. Sorry, towards your head. Little finger now reaches up towards the wall, the end of the mat as you skim past your head, scoop behind you, letting the hips stay forwards, and then come back into your start position. We're going to do 3 more. Make this even bigger reach. Stretch through the shoulder, let the rib cage open, let the spine stretch, let the waist have a twist. And we have 2 more. Rotation of the hand, breath in, and reaching round. Well done. Really letting this whole upper body have a lovely stretch off. And final time, twist of the hand up and over we go, reaching round, round, round. Well done. And there we go. Fabulous. Okay, temporary pause as we bring ourselves now back up into sitting. We're going to sweep our legs around and we're one more time looking down the length of the mat. Okay. So we did a little bit of prep with our triceps earlier on. We're now going to have a bit of a challenge. Okay, I like to add in the movement challenge. I like to add the opposite diagonals of the body just to keep the body kind of active and thinking. And sometimes a little bit being shocked is or surprised at what's going to happen. It's good to keep the mind active. So get yourself into your tricep position. We had, when we worked before, fingers slightly towards the bottom. Okay, we also talked about them being slightly out towards the side. I want this one to be fingers towards the side a little bit more, okay? But probably not towards the back of you. But if you do need to, you can turn them to the back this time. Let's go ahead and start with hands towards the side. So bring your spine nice and long. Lift your spine so nice and long. Try and think about the chest space pushing between the arms and shoulders. So you've got a nice open chest, neck is long. And we're going to just start off by simply doing a bottom lift and lower. So breath in, exhale, lifting your bottom and lowering. Okay, and lifting and lowering. We've just got 2 more. Okay, so you feel fairly strong here, I hope. And last one. And pausing here. So let me show you what's going to happen next. We're going to lift the bottom off the floor. We are then going to move our opposite hand and leg. So for this time, I'm going to move my right hand and leg and move them slightly forwards. And I'm going to move my opposite hand and leg and move that slightly forward. So I'm going to move myself opposite hand and leg until I get to as far as I can go. And then I'm going to use my opposite hand and leg, single move and single move and single move and reverse back along the mat. Now, let's have a go. I don't mind if this is all a bit clunky, but what I don't want you to do is just start to lose and shuffle towards the end of the mat. Move with intent. So, breath in, bottom left. Let's go ahead, right hand, left leg, just 1 step forwards. Breathe in, exhale. Left hand, right leg, move forwards. Breathe in, exhale. Now, if you're freestyling off on your own, then that is fine. As you reverse, you do the same again. You just reverse with the opposite leg move. Breathe in and exhale, reverse. Breathe in, exhale, reverse. Okay, good. Well done. One more time. Let's go forwards and forwards. And opposite arm and leg. Slow and controlled. Okay, well done. Talk to the body to control where you're putting yourself. You are in control. As you switch back now, opposite hand and leg. Last time. Well done. And release your bottom back down. Let's go ahead and straighten our legs towards the back, towards the front of the mat. Lift your arms up and over and mobilize that lower spine by easing forwards into a forward fold or spine stretch. Weight off the shoulders and wrists. Take any wiggle jiggles you need. Okay, highly technical. The wiggles and jiggles, just pausing here for a moment. Wonderful. Okay. Alrighty. Final challenge here for our diagonals. We are not going to lift the bottom to begin with. Alrighty. So we're going to start off in that same position. We're squaring ourselves up down the middle of the mat. Find the lift through the spine. Tummy is in. Now we need that lift through the spine because I want you to really feel like you've got your tummy as your main center, your control. You are not feeling like you are so dumped back on the arms, okay, that the tummy's switched off. So this is your center. From here, you can work that way. From here, you can work that way. You are in control here. Okay, first things first, please breathe in. I'd like you to lift your right hand off the floor and just touch your left knee. Okay, pop your right hand back down. Breathe in, lift your left arm and touch your right knee. And back down. So breathe in. You should be nice and quiet through the torso, okay? The tummy is in control, keeping the spine still as you use your shoulder for the movement. Yeah. Okay, this is your level 1, guys, and you're more than welcome to stay here. If you feel like you want to have a little bit of a challenge this Monday morning, you are more than welcome to go ahead and go back to your bottom raise. From here, we're going to breathe in, exhale, and see if we can touch the opposite knee. Yeah, and back. Breathing in, exhale. This is a strong shoulder piece, okay, folks? So do not be worried if you do it and think there's no chance, in which case, bums down and your core is your focus. Your still torso is your focus. We've got one more either side. Well done, guys. And make this our last one for our shoulder work here. And pause. Bums down if they're not down already. Legs extended. Body weight slightly forward as you sweep your arms up and round from behind you. That should feel like it's a little bit second nature now. And then ease forwards into your forward fold. Okay. Turn slightly onto your side, please. And I would like you to have your legs bent. And I'd like you to have your elbow just to begin with under the shoulder. From here, we're going to modify. Okay, so first things first, you're lying here on the side, the knees are fairly forwards towards the front of the mat. I want you now to send those knees and extend them slightly more. Okay, so you've got a slightly more open angle at the knee joint. I would then like you to take your top leg and foot and put it slightly in front of your lower or back leg and lower leg and back foot. Okay, so you've created this tightrope position with the feet one in front of the other and down on the mat. Then I would like you now to take your elbow and take it further away from your shoulder. Okay, so it's a lot further away from the shoulder. Now, shoulder blades back and down. Top arm to begin with can support you just gently in front. We need to now find some connection under the feet with the mat. Now, that might just be a slight press down on them to begin with, all righty? And I will show you now what's going to happen. You're going to press into the feet. As you lift your hips, you're going to imagine yourself pushing your head over your shoulder so that you end up with your shoulder stacked directly over your elbow and your legs are straight and both feet are on the ground. And then you're going to just gently pop yourself back down on the mat. Okay, so let's have a go. Elbow is away, shoulder blades back and down, knees soft. Pressing into the feet, breathe in. Push your head to the end of the mat so your legs straight and glued together and your shoulder is directly over the elbow, and then come back down. You may find that this is something that you don't need the hand supporting you with, so you can pop your hand onto your shoulder and just pause with the knees down. It may be that this is utterly hideous on this supporting shoulder and you would rather just have your knees bent, okay, and just work on your clam. That is fine, in which case bring your elbows slightly closer underneath you so you're not hanging out there on the shoulder. All righty, for those who are heading into the side bend, we're going to do just two more. Soften with the knees, breath in, exhale, extend the legs, press the head over the shoulder, and then pause back down. Well done. Okay, walk yourselves over to the other side. We'll do no more on that arm in that particular technique because it is a big piece. Again, starting just bringing yourselves into your sideline position while we tidy ourselves up. Okay, so first things first, send the knees slightly away from you. So you've extended the angle at the knee. Take your front foot and put it on the floor in front of the lower foot, okay? So then a little bit of a cue or a tightrope. This elbow heads away from you. The supporting elbow is away from the shoulder. So you've got that angle down towards the shoulder, the elbow. And if you need to, the top hand is supporting you. Shoulder blades back and down. Press into the feet. That might be the side of the feet, the toes, wherever feels comfortable. You'll know where you feel like you're not going to slip. Breathe in and start off by lifting your bottom and straightening your legs so that you propel your head. And then, hey presto, the shoulders directly over the elbow. Alrighty. And then soften the knees. Down comes that hip with a gentle kiss onto the mat. Breath in. Exhale as you lift and press. Bend the knees back down. Of course, remember your clam option. Just tidy yourself up so that elbow is under the shoulder and just a single top leg raise, opening and closing. Okay, if this is not for you. Moving the hand now just onto the hip. If you want to take that out of the way and you don't need that support, perhaps that helps you be more aligned down the middle of the mat. As you lift, press and squeeze into side bend. And our final time, use that core. Keep yourself nice and lifted, long and strong. Shoulder away from ear and pause there. Wonderful. Well done, guys. Pop your hands back down on the mat. We're just going to twist that and over into child's pose. Easing your bottom back towards your heels and stretch. If you have currently got your bottom on the heels, And you've got your elbows lifted. I would like you to think about coming into extended child's pose. That means sliding the hands towards the front edge of the mat, lifting your bottom away from your heels. And indeed, everyone can go ahead and do that if they wish. We are maybe with the head on the floor, so that's supporting the lower back. Perhaps the elbows are down, but that kind of makes it, I don't know, easier, tricky, more tricky. I'm not too sure, really. It's up to you, but thinking about getting that stretch all the way through from the fingertips down to the tailbone as you breathe and exhale. In this extended child's pose position, folks, whether your head's up or head's down, we're going to head into our thread the needle. So let's take the left hand, please. And I'd like you now to just take the left hand and slide it underneath the right side of your body. Can you look under the right side of the body as well with your gaze? So perhaps you're looking to turn your head so that you're on your left ear, temple, or the side of your head. If you cannot get the head down to the mat, perhaps pop a cushion under there. But this is a pause, okay? So we're not jumping from side to side. This is a pause. Yeah, great stuff. Just pausing here. You're feeling the twist through the spine here, folks. That's what we're trying to get, a little bit of a stretch of the spine of the shoulders and opening out through the shoulder blades. Okay, now uncurl the body. Just bring your gaze to center, arms to center. Straighten yourself up and then send the right arm underneath the left side of your body, out to the left side there. Turn the head so you're looking under the left side of the body, resting on the right, the right temple, maybe the right ear, or pop a cushion underneath, or two. It doesn't really matter, but it just means you can kind of switch off from just holding there in mid space. It does help a little bit if you've got something to rest on here with the head. And remember, this is about the twist, so you're trying to think about that twist from the spine. So don't just think, oh, I'm here, hooray, tick. Think, what are you doing? You're twisting through the spine, through the shoulders, through the rib cage, even through the neck, and opening through those shoulder blades. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back through to center and just walk those hands back in ever so slightly. Okay. We're going to come into a V stretch or downward dog. So you can choose. You're going to tuck the toes under. If you're not a fan of a V stretch or downward dog, you're more than welcome to just go for the 4-point kneeling, walk the hands back to your knees and into a small ball or crouch. When you're here, just pedal the legs slightly, just a small amount of stretch. While we're here, let's have a moment for the legs, and we're going to walk our feet towards our arms, just gently walking those feet forwards. If you're in a small ball or crouch, you're going to kind of join us now by coming up into a small low roll down position. Bring the belly into spine, everyone, chin into your throat space. We're going to start to roll up. Use the belly. Think about it now as it's supporting like a sling and hammock. It supports the front of each vertebrae as you restack, not making it do it all by itself. As you come into standing double arm float towards the ceiling, please, I'd like you to lift your gaze and imagine yourself lifting slightly up and over into a gentle back extension, okay? Keeping the arms straight, just dropping down into a small forward flexion, just hanging here for a moment, okay? When you're ready, restart the spine. Come back into standing and into the center of your mats, please, folks. Alrighty. Bring in your right arm towards the ceiling. Pop the right arm behind or hand behind your head. You can either press, beg your pardon, left arm. It doesn't matter which one you're doing. We have two, and whichever one you're doing, we're going to do the other one anyway. So it doesn't matter. You know, either press through the front or hold the elbow from behind you and stretch through the triceps. Wonderful. A little bit of maintenance work here, so it's not a progressive stretch. It's just to make sure we're not too stiff at the end of the day. Switching side now, so you've got your right arm this time or the other arm popping behind the back of your head. And then you're either going to hold the elbow and you're slowly trying to imagine pulling that elbow a little bit further behind your head, okay? So almost slightly towards the opposite direction. So if it's your left arm behind you, you're pulling it towards the right and vice versa. Okay. Bring yourself back to center. Well done. Small shoulder rolls towards the back of the room. Small shoulder rolls towards the front of the room. Taking your hands into a circle, we're going to just bring our arms up towards the head into an arc. And I just want you to twist towards the side and to center and to the side and to center. Lower the arms towards your waist. We're now going to lift and twist at the same time. Lift and twist towards the side and come back to center. Breath in, lift and twist towards the side, making a frame with these arms around your face, and lift and twist and down. Breathe in, lift and twist and down. Gorgeous. Well done. Pop your hands down by your sides. Well done, folks. Taking a small breath in through the nose and then exhale through the mouth. Let's just go ahead and find the weight in the heels. Thinking about your body, your posture, your position, your skeleton as you stand here. Do you think you feel awareness of maybe some more of it, some more response, some more feedback from the body, some more awareness of the body than you had when you arrived an hour ago? Let's go ahead and breathe in. As you breathe in, lift through the crown of the head, and as you exhale, just gently zip and hollow. Let's find that core activation. One more breath in and exhale. And thank you for coming. And for today, for this session, we are done. Well done for everybody. I hope you had a good session and you've really worked that upper body. And I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.